he claims he had nothing to do with Baker's murder. That's according to him. However, he is at the Taylor County Jail. Just to give you an example how high that was, you see this debris that's on the fence? The water reached above this. Literally, I'm standing next to it. It was above my head. And while this group isn't trying to solve the issue of prostitution, the Abilene police are walking down South First Street. Broken pieces of furniture, debris, toys.
Did you kill Alexis Baker?
Without a warrant, did that officer have the right to arrest that man? Good Wednesday morning, everyone. I'm Ariana Lubelli. Here's a look at your top stories this morning. We talked to him earlier, and he said seeing those smiles when you give the donations to these families who really have nothing is what it's all about. Well, I'm actually in the snake pit right now. Dozens of snakes around me. I'm conquering my fear today. Has been closed for over a year. Doors locked, shattered windows. Residents feel it's time for this area to get an upgrade. Multiple agencies are investigating the shooting, including the South Carolina Law Enforcement Division. 30 different restaurants all under one roof. You can imagine the smells in here right now. Just absolutely delicious. But was AISD in the wrong for not contacting police legally? How should have this been handled from the beginning? Quite a scene here just a few hours ago. This building that's behind me was engulfed in smoke. Grab the pistol, position my hand, and fire. Well, Dane and Randy, he claims he had nothing to do with Baker's murder. That's according to him. However, he is at the Taylor County Jail facing a murder charge in connection to her death. Now, he agreed to do an interview with me, but when I asked him questions about his involvement in the crime, he was uncooperative and short. Here's what he had to say about the tragedy.
Did you kill Alexis Baker?
No.
Just hours after this man, Cody Alvarez, was arrested and booked at the Taylor County Jail for the murder of 26-year-old Alexis Baker, we sat down with him.
People are saying that, Alexis's blood was on your clothes. Is that true?
I have no idea. Do I look like I'm CSI? I mean, I can tell you that blood's on my clothes or not. What the hell?
When it came to questions about the murder, he claimed he didn't have a clue, saying he was at a friend's house drinking beer the night of the incident.
How did you get involved in that?
I don't know how I got involved with this. I couldn't really tell you that.
But what he could tell us, the victim, Alexis Baker, he says she was his girlfriend.
I'm pretty distraught right now.
His answers were short, and when I asked him the question of when he heard about his girlfriend's murder, he hung up the phone on me.
Okay.
Right before that, he told us he only agreed to do the interview in hopes of someone bonding him out.
All I'm asking is that for any of my loved ones that know me, that come and help me get out and come bond me out.
A request totaling $1 million in bonds. And like I mentioned, he has $1 million bond. That's not just for the murder charge, but he was also arrested over the weekend for an aggravated assault with a deadly weapon after he allegedly raped a woman and cut her. Reporting live at the LEC, Ariana Lubelli, KRBC News.
¿Estás bueno? Bueno.
Julie Boger does not speak much Spanish.
Poquito.
But that wasn't a problem when she volunteered in McAllen helping immigrants from Central America.
With a little boy, I have some blue shorts.
She says although they did not speak the same language, it was their hearts that communicated.
I think love is just a universal language. And when they walked in here, they were a little bit apprehensive, but when we clapped, you could just feel their hearts melt and, very emotional.
She and 6 others traveled to the border with Global Samaritan Resources, sleeping in a local church and spending their days providing aid in what they call a humanitarian crisis.
Everyone that's coming across the border is coming across illegally. We're not responding to their legal status. We're responding to the humanitarian need, which is very real. It's easy to see when you're there.
A need that they say was clear through several immigrants they helped. One of them being Andrea De Leon. We spoke to her and her 9-year-old daughter who traveled from El Salvador enduring a 28-day journey to America. They say they fled because they had no choice. It wasn't safe anymore, she says. Around 8 years old in El Salvador is when they start initiating for gangs. She says she's seen girls as young as 10 years old pregnant through rape from gang initiation. It's really ugly there. She says, I don't want that life for my children. And those stories are what Global Samaritan is responding to.
Answer that, and then I'll find another one.
They say they're acting as humans with no intention of solving a national crisis. The way they see it, they're aiding during a humanitarian one.
And he got in there and I kept hollering, Donald, have you found him yet? Have you found him yet? And Donald hollered, no, but we could hear the guy moaning.
A massive explosion breaking a home down to its core.
I heard a boom, just like a bomb going off in Vietnam, and it shook everything in my house.
Yeah, I mean, there's pieces of the house on the other block.
And beneath the chaos, a sleeping homeowner and his small dog.
And so I just took off running and ran into his house.
Donald lives 2 houses down from the explosion.
Shook my house when it blew up.
As smoke engulfed the air and pieces of the home coated the streets, he and other neighbors quickly realized someone was in danger.
Donald, the neighbor down there, was going through the house. He was walking over boards and everything else.
And I could faintly hear him towards the back. I ran back there and he had a dryer and a wall, some cabinets on top of him.
He and his son quickly pulled him from the rubble, rescuing the man from what was soon to be a major blaze.
He found him in the backyard and they got him out of there before the fire started.
But among the destruction and panic, neighbors say miraculously the victim made it out safe. But now the search is on for a small dog that remains missing. Like we mentioned, that homeowner did make it out safely, but unfortunately a dog may be among this debris, but neighbors believe that that dog is somewhere out here. It's a brown full-size Dachshund who goes by the name of Theo.
They're arresting Quentin for nothing.
Not harming or nothing.
The person in this cell phone video is 20-year-old Quentin Long. Long was on scene while his neighbor was getting arrested and decided to take out his personal cell phone and record it.
They found out we were recording and they wanted the phones.
Either give me the phone or delete the video. It's one of the two.
This is something that criminal defense attorney Jeffrey Prost takes issue with.
If this person's in his front yard recording on his own personal cell phone, is there anything wrong with that?
Absolutely not. You have the right to record what happens in public spaces.
Something that Long says he was doing, but when he refused to hand over his cell phone, this video shows what happened next.
I'm not deleting any videos, and I'm not giving you the phone. Okay, you give it to me, or I'll arrest you too.
Officer Turner.
Okay, arrest me.
Okay.
No, you're doing the phone.
Wait a minute, that's mine.
And he walked up to me and was like, give me the video, give me your phone or you're going to jail. And I was like, is that even possible?
Possible, yes. Legal, that's something Jeff Prost explains.
Put his hands on that person's personal property and went to grab it from him. Did he have the right to do that?
He would have had there been a crime committed. The problem in this case is that the people holding the phones weren't committing any crime, and the officer had no probable cause to think that they were. So taking their phones was unreasonable.
After refusing to hand over his cell phone, Long was arrested and he said his phone was seized by police, something that lawyer Randy Wilson believes was a violation of Long's Fourth Amendment right.
In order to view the contents of a cell phone, they have to have probable cause and get a search warrant issued.
We spoke with the Cisco Police Department, who say although they can't predict every situation that will happen when an officer is out in the field, all personnel have specific training through the Police Academy, training on handling evidence, citizens' rights, police officers' rights, and other necessary knowledge that pertains to these types of situations.
You give it to me, or I'll arrest you too.
Officer Turner.
Just one incident, but legal personnel are reminding citizens to know your rights. Reporting in Cisco, Ariana Lubelli, KRBC News.